almost 3 months now since we've made a video, but been busy with work and really haven't had much content to do. And well, here we are. I've done a few upgrades to the truck. We'll get to that whenever we get to the video. But anyways, right now we're got the fifth wheel hooked up. We're going to Colorado Springs, Colorado, which is about 700 miles away from where we're at now. So it should be a good little trip for the Fummins. I'm going to do a video showing you how reliable it is and all the temperatures and how everything works, fuel mileage. And then when we get into Colorado, I will show you how it handles the mountains. This fifth wheel is 37 foot. It weighs 13,000 pounds right now with everything in it. So it's a decent size camper. It's not huge, but it isn't small either. But yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. All right, guys, we coming through Jacksboro right now, headed to Colorado Springs. So still got 625 miles to go, but just taking our sweet time, not in a big hurry or anything. Anyways, as you most know, EGTs are there on the right, fuel pressures in the middle, and then main boost right there. Over here, I got a few more gauges on there. Top left is RPM, and then underneath that is gear, voltage. In the center there, we have pre-intercooler temp, and then post-intercooler temp, and then intermediate boost. In the top right corner, we have drive pressure, engine temperature, and then transmission temp. So just so y'all can be mindful of that and watch those as we drive. Right now, my EGTs haven't got over 950, and then you know, my max pre-intercooler temp is usually about 450, but the stock intercooler is actually pretty good. It brings it within 100. It brings it to 140 degrees when it's at 450. So that's pretty good. I mean, that's within 60 degrees of ambient temp, because it's 95 degrees outside right now, so you can't really complain about that. But I got 75 miles on the truck already. I'm going to show y'all fuel mileage. It'll be a little skewed because I drove around town for about 35-40 miles earlier today, so it'll be a little off, but oh well. We got the camper on there, so it's 37 foot, weighs 13,000 pounds right now, fully loaded. So I'm probably around 21,000 pounds gross. So you're pretty much average load for anybody towing an RV. But this will be the first time I've pulled any load at altitude with this truck, so I have no idea how it's going to do. But you guys will be along for the ride. We are in Wichita Falls on the west side on 287 here. Running about 72, 73 mile an hour. And here's your temperatures. Running 750 EGTs, fuel pressure staying about 50. Running between 10 and 20 pounds of boost to maintain the speed. Drive pressure's 20, engine temp 178. We got almost 300 pre-intercooler and 112 post. It's 85 degrees outside, so that tells you how good this factory Ford intercooler does. And I'm actually pretty impressed with it. I still want to go to an aftermarket one, but not sure where I want to go with that yet. Still got to think about that one, and then whenever I get an aftermarket one, I'll be able to tell you how good how good that intercooler is. But we're 140 miles into this trip so far, and yeah, but the next 180 miles is going to be boring, flat road all the way to Amarillo, and then it's about another 120 to New Mexico, and then we can start getting into some good video. If you ever wanted a reason to have compound turbos, this is why. 30 pounds of drive, 30 pounds of boost, 900 EGTs, 75 mile an hour, steadily climbing uphill, weighing in about 21,000 pounds. No effort whatsoever. I got about 9 to 10 pounds intermediate boost. So that means that K27 is not even working at all. We're still cruising on through Texas, about 160 miles from Amarillo. It's 10 o'clock at night. 2,200 RPM is where this truck likes to run. So we're just going to keep it right here and see how far we can get. But yeah, compounds are just the way to go, especially with stock fuel. I mean, you just can't beat it. stopped here in Vernon, do a potty break for all the kids, and do a quick checkup on the trailer. This is the first trip we've done in the trailer, so it's kind of nerve-wracking a little bit, just see how it's gonna do, but everything's doing good so far. Kids are gonna go in there and go to the bathroom, and I'm gonna walk over the truck, and then as soon as they get back, we'll get back on the road and keep driving to Colorado. Looks like I went through a bug storm, but the truck's doing great. Trailer's pulling good. One thing I don't like about fifth wheels, I've never pulled one except for this one, is where the axles are. It's kind of like a teeter-totter. The weight is split pretty evenly, I guess, so that you can pull it with a half-ton truck or a 3/4 ton, but it just makes it where the trailer teeter-totters every time you hit a bump. I'd rather the axles be further back and put more tongue weight, because I can do about another 2,000 pounds of tongue weight. I'd be happy, but you know, beggars can't be choosers. Okay, we're about 20 miles outside of Dalhart, Texas, and truck's still doing good. Everything's good. Temperatures are good. I'm about 4,000 feet elevation, and I really can't tell much difference in the way the truck's running, other than might be getting a little bit worse fuel mileage. But other than that, it's still going good. Post intercooler temps are 103. It's 80 degrees outside right now. You know, we're doing almost 80 mile an hour, 18 pounds of boost, 800 EGTs. I mean, everything's looking good. 417 miles into the trip, and it's all good. So after we get out of Dalhart, we're going to go through New Mexico and then get into Colorado. So I'm probably not going to catch back up to y'all till we get into Colorado and start hitting some hills and show y'all really what the truck will do. All right, guys, we are about to pull into Colorado here, start climbing some hills. Well, mountains for me. They're not too big for Colorado fellas, I guess. But we're in third locked right there. We're gonna pull on the highway, and as soon as I start climbing some mountains, I'll get back on the video here. Oh, I wasn't in drive, I was in third. Now we're fourth locked. So we're at 6,000 feet elevation, and I noticed my EGTs are about 75 degrees hotter than normal, and that's probably just because the air is so thin. Other than that, it's running pretty good. Now we're in fifth lock, and we're going to start getting into Colorado and going up these mountains. Well, we're starting our first little climb here, 65 mile an hour, 950 EGTs, 34 pounds of boost, and we're just creeping on up the hill here. Take a look at that transmission temp. The truck's been running since 7 o'clock, and it's now 5 a.m. and transmission temp's at 130 degrees. Let me see if I can get around this truck here so I don't have to slow down too much. We're still at 65 mile an hour, now at 1,025 EGTs, and we just topped the little climb here. So all in all, it's doing pretty good so far, but we just started. I don't know how fast I want to be going up these hills because I don't know them that well. So I may want to slow down to 55 and let it get into fourth gear. 150 EGTs. 180 engine tent. Alright, we got to the top. If these hills keep curving like that, I think I'm going to slow down. I could run it at 65 no problem, but I'm just not too comfortable doing that because I don't know these roads that well. And when I'm coming off the top and head back down, I don't have an engine brake, so I'm just relying on the transmission downshifting and trailer brakes. I don't want to use the trailer brakes that hard, so I'm probably just going to let it slow down and get into fourth and continue on that way so I can stay about 50-55 mile an hour and just cruise right on open with no issue. I'm up on another hill here. We're running 70 now. EGTs. I'm gonna back off, let the boost come down. I'm gonna get to about 60 and keep it there. Now we're maintaining 60, 35 pounds of boost. Got right up on that one. And gotta back off to come back down the hill. Speed limit goes to 55 anyway, so we need to back off of it. Let's see, now is when I wish I had a tap shift, so I could manually shift it in the fourth, because the way it's tuned, it won't shift into fourth unless I get right to 50 miles an hour, which is good for fourth, but it's way too slow for fifth. That puts me right at 1500 RPM, so if I need to climb a hill in fifth, I'm just in a bad spot. We're going up. Road's getting skinny here, so doing some road construction. It looks like we're going up a 6% grade as well, so maintaining 55. See, 55's at 1500 RPM, so that puts the truck at the engine in a weird spot. But as you can see, it'll make 30 pounds of boost no problem. Just the EGTs get a little warm. I mean, 1,000 ain't bad. But we're just going to leave it there and see what happens. Oh yeah, we're going to climb it just fine. 1,500 RPM, 55 mile an hour, which is speed limit. 32 pounds of boost, 28 pounds of drive at 32 pounds of boost. And it's going to hold 1,000 EGTs. Climbing a 6% grade, running 21,000 pounds. Still there at 55. I really want it to downshift, but I don't want to slow down anymore to get it to shift. Oh yeah. Uh-oh, I gotta slow down for a second. Okay. Didn't know where I was going there for a second. Anyways, we got it to downshift. Now just cruising at 2,000 RPM, finish off the hill. 1,000 EGTs, 25 pounds of boost. Nice and easy, gonna finish the rest of the way up it. Just don't want it to shift. If I'm not careful, it'll upshift, and then we're back in the wrong hole. Oh, there it went. Dang it. Flattened out. Truck decided to upshift. But I think we're good now. We made it past that big hill. Now we're going to start going downhill. 6% downhill grade. So the truck downshifted into fourth automatically. Woo! There it went, downshifted into third. Which that's 3,500 RPM. I don't want it to run that high. But that tells you that the 5R110 will do it. So just the truck engine with no engine brakes holding the truck back at 60 mile an hour pretty easily. Sorry about that, guys. The road started curving real bad and I wanted both hands on the wheel. So but anyways, that right there was a 1,500 foot drop down a 6% grade. The truck will hold it back decently, but I definitely, if I'm going to do any more mountain hauling, definitely need an exhaust brake, because I had to tap the brakes a few more times than I would have liked. But we aren't too heavy, so it wasn't that big a deal. But that shows you that this transmission will downshift 2 holes whenever you ask it to. But yeah, they're at 55 mile an hour. It's like it's just too slow for 5th. It's perfect for 4th, but too slow for 5th, and it's just kind of picking which hole you want to be in. If I was loaded a lot heavier, I would have slowed down and kept it in 4th. But 5th, it pulled it just fine. I still had plenty of throttle left and boost to do whatever I wanted to. But doing pretty good. I mean, check out that engine temp. We're at 162. Trans temp still 135. We are good to go. So we still got 130 miles left before we get to Colorado Springs. Truck's doing great. No complaints. Except for I need an exhaust brake. But I think everybody already knew that, especially me. Just got to save up some money and get one put on here. There it went ahead and downshifted in the 4th. Yeah, exhaust brake sure would be nice. Oh, back into 5th, and we're still going downhill. Whenever I start going back uphill, I'll get some more video of it. Alright guys, well, we are 70 miles away from Colorado Springs. I'm going to say it was a successful trip. Coming down that mountain caught me by surprise. I didn't realize the downhill side was so long. So it kind of got me a little startled, because it was pretty long and some sharp curves that I didn't know about. So caught me by surprise. But truck handled it just fine. Now we're just in the last little bit here. Engine temp's still good, trans temp's still good, works running good. I have noticed a little tick, so I think I have a exhaust manifold bolt working loose. Because when I give it pretty good throttle like that right there, I hear a little tick. Sounds like it's coming out of the exhaust manifold. So I'm sure one of the Allen head bolts has worked its way loose a little bit, which is what they're known for. Not a big deal. It'll take 5 minutes to fix it whenever the truck cools down and everything tomorrow, or well, here in a little bit after I turn the truck off. But anyways, thanks guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Hopefully gonna have some more videos coming soon. Be getting a new intercooler for this truck, and we'll see exactly how good or bad the stock 6.0 intercooler is, and then yeah, go from there. Should be doing some water injection on it here soon too, so I don't know, should be some good videos coming, and I will be starting the other Cummins swap in the 08 6.4 that I have. That's going to be getting a P-pump 24 valve, so that should be interesting too. But anyways, thanks for watching guys, and until next time.